This last pack with the pan pastels was probably my least favorite pack out of the ones I've received so far. So we'll see if this one can go right back up again or not. Fingers crossed, it is something I like. Hi everybody, today I am going to be taking a look, unboxing, and then making something with this month's Paletteful Packs box. This is the box that arrived at the end of June. I think it's the July box technically. Now there was a box that I did not do a video for because I had technical difficulties. I thought I had recorded everything and then I came and the footage was gone. So there's one that's missing. It had pan pastels in it, and to be perfectly honest, I wasn't thrilled with what I made from them. So I'm kind of glad I lost the footage, maybe, question mark. But anyway, we're going to see what's in here. I haven't opened it yet. It's still sealed. I don't know what's in here, and we'll see what happens. This is the Premier Pack. It is their main pack. It's $35.95 for the pack. This is not sponsored. I paid for this myself. I do month to month. I don't have a outward subscription because I'm never sure if I want to keep getting it or not, but I keep forgetting to cancel it. This last pack with the pan pastels was probably my least favorite pack out of the ones I've received so far. So we'll see if this one can go right back up again or not. Fingers crossed, it is something I like. I will also say I'm forever grateful for the fact that these come with paper bits as opposed to styrofoam, because it's less waste. And we have Aqua Pen. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this pack. So these are watercolor felt tipped pens. They're from the same brand, Marabou, that had the watercolor inks from a couple months ago. I'll link that up above. So they are double tipped, water soluble, water based aqua pens. And this one has 6 colors in it. And then we have a koi water brush. I'm not sure if I'm excited about this one. I've used the koi water brush before, and the one I had previously leaked like a son of a bitch. So we'll see how this goes. A bee paper. Oh, I know I'm gonna like this. I have this exact same journal, just a much bigger one. The Bee Paper Company Super Deluxe Mixed Media Journal. Paper is nice, and it's got a slight texture to it, and it's thinner than watercolor paper. I believe it's a 93-pound paper. I also have their watercolor journal, which is my absolute favorite. But this one is also really nice. I know because I've got the big 8.5 by 11 one. And what else do we have? This is a Sakura Micro Perm, so a waterproof permanent pen. I actually love this pen too. I know all about this pen because I use this to write on my Chrissy Hand Design stickers. Always can use more of those. And then finally we have the same aqua pens, but this is a 12-pack. And that is everything. So according to the little situation, there are the 2 sets of aqua pens, which are versatile watercolor pens in a vibrant array of colors. The inks are bright and low odor. They're dual felt tipped, contour point, and flexible brush, dye based and water soluble, especially suited for use on watercolor paper. A Sakura Microperm, which is a permanent micro point ink pen that draws ultrafine lines, quick drying and waterproof. The ink is low odor and non-toxic. The water brush is a large 9mm brush. The comfortable grip is great for controlled blending, shading, and highlighting. And then the Bee Paper Journal 6x6, 93 pounds, Super Deluxe Mixed Media Pad, archival quality drawing paper. I guess the first thing we're gonna do is get into this journal and test out the colors. The other thing I really like about the watercolor journal that Bee Paper does is it has a sheet of vellum on the first page, to kind of protect it, which I really like. Anyway, I'm going to stop gushing about the journal that I don't have in front of me. All right. And then we've got this, I should get this self-moistening brush filled up. And luckily for me, I have a bottle of water right nearby. I'm not actually filming this at my art. I now have a separate desk for doing art and such because, well, I have an expensive computer on this desk. I've had a couple of near misses with my watercolor cups that have my dirty water in them. And I don't want to wreck my computer, and it's nice to have a dedicated art area. And the reason I'm not actually using it right now is because it is covered in a bunch of other bullshit. And so I'm just going to work here, but I don't feel quite so scared to use a water brush. Because remember, when I make something with these Paletteful Packs, all I'm going to use is the supplies that came in the pack. Because if the pack is supposed to be enough stuff to create an art project, then it's kind of disingenuous to make an art project with the stuff in the pack if you're demonstrating it for that purpose. I'm gonna go grab some paper towels really quick and we will get to swatching. These pens sound similar to Tombo's. Felt tipped pen, dye-based ink that's water soluble. Sounds very similar to Tombo's. So I'm curious. So we have 2 packs. This is the 12 pack Mega Mash 12 set. And then this is the Metropolitan 6 set. Now it doesn't have a price on them individually. Instead, it says $44.98 for these 2 packs together, which is pricey. That's pricier than Tombo's. All right, we're gonna start with the big pack. Does it have color names on it? Question mark? It does not. So we'll just, maybe there's on the pens. Let's see. Oh, there goes the lid. That's not a good sign if the lid just pops off the moment I drop something. They snap on really satisfyingly, but I wonder if this pen got dried out. Let's find out. After all, it is black. Again, the pens don't have any colors on them, but it does mark which side is brush and which side is fine. The caps are really short and kind of stumpy, but they do have those divots on them to kind of stop the pen from rolling. Looking at the body of the pen, it's a shiny plastic. It's got like a nice smooth feel to it. I'm not really sure if the caps kind of seem a little janky. Like, I don't know, I'm just used to big old caps with the Tombos and with other brush pens, so it's probably a hella superficial remark to make. Anyway, let's just start testing these colors before I start becoming a major bitch for no apparent reason at these pens. I'm not going to be blending any of these with water yet. I just want to see the colors. Now that is interesting. The tip looks just like a Tombow tip, maybe a little bit smaller. Here's a Tombow. It's a little smaller than Tombow tip. It's very firm, and I can't, I'm pressing down on it as hard as I can, and it still doesn't quite bend all the way, which I kind of really like. I kind of like that. It also goes down extremely inky. Like, I can see it being shiny. And then as for the, what do they call it? The contour tip, contour point. Looks like it's going to be a fat little point, but it's actually pretty fine. It looks like you can kind of angle the pen to get a fatter line, but just straight up and down, it's fine. That's nice. I like that. I will notice here that the brown and the greens tips are already a little fatter than the black. All right, so that's the 12 pack. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I feel like some of these colors are actually more comparable to the Koi watercolor pens. Very specifically, it's one of these greens. This one, no, not that one. No, neither of them. Okay, well, anyway, that green kind of looks like a mix between these two greens, or this one kind of similar. But when I did that color, I was like, ooh, that looks like those Koi pens. All right, so that's this set. And then we've got the other set, which is the Metropolitan 6 set. And I will tell you right now, this isn't like a true rainbow of colors. Like, there's a lot of colors represented here. But did I miss one? Like, I did miss one. It's like, where's the red? There we go. That's all the colors. And I will tell you, it's not a complete rainbow in the sense that it's like, you know, it looks like a rainbow. But the colors have a slightly more kind of earthy vibe to them, as in, like, I feel like this is really well suited for doing like landscapes or nature pictures. Maybe I'm just projecting because that's what I like to do, but that's just sort of what I'm seeing right now. Now, so this set looks like it's very much a bunch of cool tones. Well, it's kind of a bummer. It looks like you have the black repeated, so that's one repeat. I don't think any of the rest of them repeat though. Nope, that's a lie. Wait. I think the rest of them are not repeats though at a glance, but you get two blacks basically. All right, now looking at this pile of pens, it very much leans on the cool tones. There's a lot of blues now, greens, this whole section, and then you get one warm color to kind of go with these puppies. I'm curious to know what other kind of colors are available in this line. I would use these colors. These colors are very much a set, like a bunch of colors I would actually use the shit out of. Looking on the mixed media paper, there's a little bit of shadowing, but there's no bleed through thus far. Now what I'm going to do is test out the water brush with them. And like I said, I've noticed that when you lay these down, they're extremely juicy. So I'm going to first and foremost get this water brush started. See how bad it's going to leak on me, because like I said, in the past I've had some trouble with the Koi. The water brush itself has the fat barrel and then there's like a hard spot to grip onto it, and you squeeze the barrel. It's a nice hearty tip, the large tip. The barrel itself has 9 milliliters for water, which is a really good amount. To use a water brush, you get the water flowing in the tip, and then you use the color, and then to clean it off, you just kind of run it on you squeeze some water out and kind of go back and forth on a paper towel till it runs clear, but the tip will stain. I love water brushes. I've used the shit out of water brushes. It's a guarantee it's going to stain. The hardest problem with a water brush is controlling the water, because I'm a heavy-handed person, so I grip really hard, and having a place like here that's nice and hard to grip onto is awesome. So I don't have to grip here where I have to push to let the water out. We'll see how this goes. I think the koi brush I used before was smaller, and I think I had to grip the squeezy area, which might have been part of the reason why I struggled with it. Like I said, these seem to go down really fucking moist. Like you can see a lot of liquid, like the sheen here. I don't know if you can see very well in the light, but it's very shimmery because it's like wet. So I'm just gonna activate it with my water brush and see what happens. So it looks like it activates nicely. It also looks like if you don't immediately hit it from all edges, then the line is still going to remain. Like you can see here that the original color laydown still has its lines marked out there, but that the color did blow out really nicely. I'm going to try one of my favorite tips for using markers like this, and that is to scribble some of the color onto an acrylic surface, like a smooth surface, and basically paint with it. So what I'll do is I'll pick it up with the water brush and then lay it down that way, and that goes down nice and vibrant, which is really nice. Sometimes with like Tombos and other markers, not all the time, but especially some other markers I've tried, they tend to go down super light compared to the original color. This actually seems to be maintaining a lot of its vibrancy, so that's cool. Now the final thing I want to try is the mixing of colors, where you take one color and then you run another color on top of it. So what I'm going to do is grab this pink, and I'm going to put some of this orangey yellow on it. So what you do is you take the one brush. This is the this brush. This is the one that I'm going to letter with, and then I'm going to take the other brush, and and again, this will stain, but once you've, hopefully at least, if it works the way the other brushes I've used have, it will eventually come off, but it will stain. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have a problem, Houston. We have a problem. The nib is going into the brush, though. This is shades of, what the fuck were they called? The UB markers. Oh God, I'll link that up above in case you didn't see that video. It doesn't say that they're refillable or that the nibs are replaceable. It doesn't say that on here. So, but if you push down too hard on this one, it pops into the thing. I wonder if that works with a different one. I don't want to do this. Oh, there it goes. Oh, balls. This is going to be interesting. All right. Well, I'm excited to try these because I like the colors, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if I can recommend these because they do that I'm heavy-handed, so I always recommend things in the context of being heavy-handed. And goddamn, dude, if I do not struggle when it comes to brush pens where the nibs pop into the pen. I'm going to spend a few minutes now. We're going to make a little something. I'm going to do a little scene here. I'm going to paint a little scene, and all I'm going to use are these pens. I should show you the Sakura micro pen, even though I just ignored it because I know I like these pens for Chrissy-Ann Design stickers. There's the line. Here's what the tip looks like. The trick to remember with these pens is because it is a micro tip, if you push down too hard, it will explode and go in all directions. And it will start to bleed through a little bit because it's a permanent pen. But that means it'll dry, watch this. It dries right off the bat. No smearing. And it works really well on vinyl stickers and washi tape and things like that, as well as being waterproof. So I am going to get started, and I think I'm going to do a little scene maybe. We'll see. Just in this book, and I'm going to try. I have to use every single color. Although black, I've got 2 of them, so 1 black is fine. And the water brush, and that's it. And I'll allow myself this surface in case I want to do any mixing. See, I'm trying to create like a sunset effect here, and I put down some color, and then I started working it with my water brush, and then I put down some more color into the wet to let that kind of blow out a little bit. It's not exactly the way I want it, but it's getting there. So I've used basically all the warm colors at this point. Now I'm going to add some more blues to the water. I kind of spooged onto the next page, and I added a lot of water to this paper, which means it's kind of unhappy with me right now. But I was able to take this black and purple and blue and kind of mix them together in like a gradient to create like a nice kind of dusk sky. As you can see, like the orange and everything, they kind of blend into each other. I just need to bring it down maybe a little bit more over here and kind of drag it out. It's not perfect. It's hard to do with a water brush because you only get so much control, but it's a way to kind of create your nice night sky as it's coming on. All right, so at this point, I have utilized the blues, the black. I'm just kind of trying to separate the colors I've used already. I used the gray as well. At least I think I used the gray. I'm not sure if I used the gray or not. Oh well. And I used the purple. So I used a lot of them. Now I'm good. I've got greens. So I think I'm gonna do some like leaves, but I can't really go into here until that's dry. So while that's happening, I want to kind of put down some sand. And to create the sand, I want to use this same yellow, but I don't want it to be so bright. So I think I'm gonna tone it down with a little bit of purple. I'm gonna color a bunch of yellow on here. And then maybe a little bit more of this orangey yellow to kind of add a little bit more richness. And then we'll add a little bit of purple here, and I'm going to take this water brush and just blend the purple in. And I'm going to squeeze a little water to make this really damp and just kind of see, and look, there's a nice kind of sand color. And I'm going to kind of do it in like these like round kind of strokes because I want there to be kind of the like idea that like it's not even, but I still want it to be kind of solid here at the edge. So I want there to be a little bit of texture in it. I'm gonna go hit this with my dryer, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna blast this so that it's dry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this lightest green and I'm gonna just start to draw in some like in the foreground kind of plant material. I did the back so blurred out that I want the front to be a lot more defined because then it'll look a little bit more like it's in the focus and that the rest of this in the background is like a blurry background. I'm being really hard on this paper, by the way, and I'm starting to bleed through. And I'm starting to pick up bits of the paper on my marker. I thought I'd point that out to you. I may have hit maximum density with this water. And at this point, I think I've used all my colors except for the black. So what I'm gonna do now is take this black pen. I did use black at the top. And draw in some seagulls. There we go. I finished a sweet little ocean situation using these pens. Only the stuff in this box. Notice here, bleeding through quite a bit on the back because it's mixed media paper, not watercolor paper, and I just punished this with a lot of water. Overall, I like how these pens work in terms of color and blending. They're very comparable to the Tombos in that way, but the nibs disappear inside the pen, which is some garbage. I want to see if it does it with the little guys. I don't know if I want to do it though because I might not be able to get it back again. No. The little guy did not seem to go back into the pen. It's only the brush pen. So beware of that if you decide to use these. The Sakura Micro Perm, it's not bleeding out even though there was some moisture on here. It's a permanent pen. I love this pen. I can't say enough good things about it. I would never use this on regular paper in like a planner or a journal because it will bleed through. But as a pen to use on washi tape or vinyl stickers or to do lines where it's not going to bleed, I might as well test it. I don't think I tested that. So give me a second here. So there's color on top and there's no bleeding. And then there's water on top and there's no bleeding. So yeah, just a quick demonstration of that since I didn't do that earlier. But anyway, yeah, Sakura Microperm, excellent, excellent permanent fine, ultra fine tipped marker. Love this pen. As for the koi brush, it didn't leak and I had pretty good water control, so hopefully this is better than the ones I've used previously. I'm going to keep testing this one out to see how much I love it, because I love water brushes or I hate water brushes. And for now I have a tentative love of this, but I'm going to keep using it to see if it gives me the same problems the other koi brushes have given me in the past. As for the journal, I use my journal like this for mostly sketching with pencil and pen, and I use the B Paper watercolor journal for using water. That's also going to be my suggestion to you. If you do a lot of water heavy sketching, the mixed media journal's probably not your best bet, because you can't do a lot of water without it starting to pucker and bleed. The watercolor paper journal from B Paper has 100% cotton, 140-pound paper, and it is excellent as a sketchbook. This will be a great little sketchbook for like pen, pencil, even some watercolor, as long as I don't overdo it. Anyway, I am super happy with the box this month, even with the nibs punching into these pens, because I like the color selection, but they are not going to cruise to the top of my favorite brush pens anytime in the near future. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you would like me to continue doing videos like this, art videos in general, or these Paletteful Packs unboxings. This is one of those things where I'm doing it because I like doing it, not so much because they're not the best performing videos on this channel. So if you like it when I do them, I'll continue to do them, but otherwise I might just get the box and experiment with it on my own without filming it. So let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.